Want to speak real Hebrew from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at HebrewPod101.com.
15 questions you should know. So, let's start. מאיפה אתה? Where are you from? מאיפה אתה? Where are you from? And if you want to ask a female, it's מאיפה את? אני מתל אביב. I am from תל אביב. בן כמה אתה? How old are you? בן כמה אתה? How old are you? For a female, it would be בת כמה את? I'm not gonna answer that one. מה שמך? What's your name? מה שמך? What is your name? For a female, מה שמך? A more common way of asking that would be איך קוראים לך? Or for a female, איך קוראים לך? Which literally mean how are you called? מה שלומך? How are you? מה שלומך? Or מה שלומך for a woman, and this is how are you? How do you feel? מה זה? What's this? מה זה? What is this? מה זה? Some people use it as what? Like, what did you say? מה זה? But most of the times it's used when you want to know what a thing is. Excuse me? מה זה? מה אמרת? What did you say? מה אמרת? What did you say? And for a female, מה אמרת? לא אמרתי כלום. I didn't say anything. איפה אתה עובד? Where do you work? איפה אתה עובד? Where do you work? And for a female, איפה את עובדת? איפה השירותים? Where's the bathroom? Memorize this one. איפה השירותים? Where is the bathroom? Excuse me. איפה השירותים? איפה אתה גר? Where do you live? איפה אתה גר? Where do you live? Or for a female, איפה את גרה? מתי יום ההולדת שלך? When is your birthday? מתי יום ההולדת שלך? When is your birthday? For a female, מתי יום ההולדת שלך? כמה זמן אתה לומד עברית? How long have you been studying Hebrew? כמה זמן אתה לומד עברית? How long have you been studying Hebrew? For a female, כמה זמן את לומדת עברית? איפה למדת עברית? Where did you learn Hebrew? איפה למדת עברית? Where did you study Hebrew? Or for a female, איפה למדת עברית? That's an easy question. HebrewPod101.com. היית בישראל? Have you been to Israel? היית בישראל? Have you been to Israel? For a female, היית בישראל? Well, have you? אתה אוהב אוכל ישראלי? Do you like Israeli food? אתה אוהב אוכל ישראלי? Do you like Israeli food? And for a female, את אוהבת אוכל ישראלי? איפה אתה רוצה לבקר? Where do you want to visit? איפה אתה רוצה לבקר? Where do you want to visit? Or for a female, איפה את רוצה לבקר? And phrases you always want to hear. So the first one is צדקת. You were right. צדקת. You were right. I said it in the female form, צדקת. For a male, it would be צדקת. You were right. I knew it. I'm always right. אני מתגעגעת אלייך. I miss you. אני מתגעגעת אלייך. I miss you. This is a really interesting verb, I think, because it doesn't exist in English. In English, you say, I miss you, which is really nice, but in Hebrew, you have a special verb for this feeling of missing someone or something. מתגעגע for a male, מתגעגעת for a female. So I like this one. אני מתגעגעת אלייך. את טבחית מעולה. You're an excellent cook. את טבחית מעולה. You're an excellent cook. For a male, אתה טבח מעולה. את נראית נהדר היום. You look great today. את נראית נהדר היום. You look great today. For a male, אתה נראה. נהדר היום. הבאתי לך משהו מיוחד. I brought you something special. הבאתי לך משהו מיוחד. I brought you something special. For a male, הבאתי לך משהו מיוחד. התקציב הוא בלתי מוגבל. The budget is unlimited. התקציב הוא בלתי מוגבל. The budget is unlimited. This goes for all genders. Yay! את המנצחת. You are the winner. Yeah, it's always fun to hear. For a female it would be את המנצחת. You're the winner. אתה מנצח. You're the winner. I want to thank my parents and everyone that helped me get here. You love me. You really love me. יהיה בונוס בסוף החודש. There'll be a bonus at the end of the month. יהיה בונוס בסוף החודש. There'll be a bonus at the end of the month. Yes. עשית עבודה נהדרת. You did a great job. עשית עבודה נהדרת. You did a great job. It's always fun to hear. For male it would be עשית עבודה נהדרת. תודה, לא היינו יכולים לעשות את זה בלעדייך. Thanks, we couldn't have done this without you. תודה, לא יכולנו לעשות את זה בלעדייך. Thanks, we couldn't have done this without you. For male, בלעדיך. 10 phrases to amaze native speakers. Okay, are you ready? Let's start. אני אדבר עברית ברמת שפת אם תוך 3 שנים. I'll speak Hebrew in a native level in 3 years. אני אדבר עברית ברמת שפת אם תוך 3 שנים. I'll speak Hebrew in a native level in 3 years. You think you can? Well, prove it. Start now. אני יכולה לצפות בסרטים בעברית ללא כתוביות. I can watch movies in Hebrew without subtitles. אני יכולה לצפות בסרטים בעברית ללא כתוביות. I can watch movies in Hebrew without subtitles. There actually are a lot of good movies done in Israel in the last 10 years. Obviously more, but if you want to, be updated. A few of my favorite are Jellyfish, which is amazingly good, I think. And another one who was actually nominated for the Academy Awards called Vals im Bashir, Waltz with Bashir, I think. It's a really good movie. אני יכולה לשנן בערך 50 מילים חדשות בעברית ביום. I can memorize around 50 new Hebrew words a day. אני יכולה לשנן בערך 50 מילים חדשות בעברית ביום. I can memorize around 50 new Hebrew words a day. That's crazy, can you? You say that to me and I will be amazed. Just saying. אני לומדת עברית כבר 10 שנים. I've been learning Hebrew for 10 years. אני לומדת עברית כבר 10 שנים. I've been learning Hebrew for 10 years. Well, that would only amaze me if you don't speak Hebrew at this point, because learning a language for 10 years and not being able to speak it, well, that is amazing. אני לומדת עברית לגמרי לבד. I'm learning Hebrew all by myself. אני לומדת עברית לגמרי לבד. I'm learning Hebrew all by myself. That is impressive. How do you do that? With HebrewPod101.com? Well, in Israel, when we're impressed, we have this sound that we make. It goes, psh. Okay, so this is what you say when you're impressed. All by yourself? Psh. I am amazed. You know what? Amazed. הבנתי את כל מה שאמרת. I understood everything you said. That's a funny one. הבנתי את כל מה שאמרת. I understood everything you said. I hope you understand everything I say. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here talking to myself. But you know what? Props to you. חוץ מעברית, אני יכולה לדבר גם כמה שפות אחרות. Apart from Hebrew, I can speak a few other languages as well. Well, that's just bragging. חוץ מעברית, אני יכולה לדבר גם כמה שפות אחרות. Apart from Hebrew, I can speak a few other languages as well. Well, you don't need to brag, okay? I only have 2. How many languages can you speak? Leave a comment below. Make us jealous. לקח לי רק שנה אחת על מנת לדבר בשטף. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. לקח לי רק שנה אחת על מנת לדבר בשטף. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. Well, I am amazed by that because, as you probably already know, Hebrew is a difficult language to learn, but I think it's doable. עברית היא כיפית וקלה ללמידה. Hebrew is fun and easy to learn. עברית היא כיפית וקלה ללמידה. Hebrew is fun and easy to learn. I would be happy if you think that. Yeah, do you agree? Is Hebrew fun and easy to learn? Hope it is. תודה, אבל זו לא שפת האם שלי למען האמת. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. תודה, אבל זו לא שפת האם שלי למען האמת. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. You're not a native speaker? Then, you're really good. One that would really amaze me will be, למדתי את כל זה אתמול. I learned all of that yesterday. Must have been a busy day.
Want to speak real Hebrew from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at HebrewPod101.com.
20 travel phrases you should know. Let's get started. אפשר לקבל מפה? Could I get a map? אפשר לקבל מפה? Could I get a map? Obviously, you can hear the closeness between the word map and mapa. And I think probably the origin is like Greek or something like that, and it just, found its way into all the different languages. אתה מדבר אנגלית? Do you speak English? אתה מדבר אנגלית? Do you speak English? Well, obviously, if somebody speaks English, he can answer you that question even if you ask it in English. יש אוטובוס משדה התעופה לעיר? Is there a bus from the airport to the city? יש אוטובוס משדה התעופה לעיר? Is there a bus from the airport to the city? Yeah, that's always very useful. I suggest you ask this question, at the information center inside the airport and not just go outside and start asking people, because most people have their own arrangements of getting to their own places and, just talk to people who know stuff, יש אינטרנט אלחוטי בחינם? Is there free Wi-Fi? יש אינטרנט אלחוטי בחינם? Is there free Wi-Fi? Now this is a question that I can relate to. If you want to ask, what's the Wi-Fi password in Israel, then you should ask, מה הסיסמה ל-Wi-Fi? If you say Wi-Fi, people know what that is. So just ask, מה הסיסמה? יש לכם חדרים פנויים הלילה? Do you have any vacancies tonight? יש לכם חדרים פנויים הלילה? Do you have any vacancies tonight? Girl, if you didn't pre-order your rooms in advance, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Just, whatevs. אני יכול לעבור לחדר אחר? Could I move to a different room? אני יכול לעבור לחדר אחר? Could I move to a different room? I don't normally do this unless the room is really bad or it smells. That happened to me before, when the room just smells out of nowhere. הזמנתי מקום. I have a reservation. הזמנתי מקום. I have a reservation. So this one you can use in both restaurants or hotels, or, whenever you make a reservation to. Sometimes it could even be a bus. So that's really useful. אפשר לקבל תפריט בבקשה? Could we have the menu, please? אפשר לקבל תפריט בבקשה? Could we have the menu, please? Yeah, sometimes they just forget. They sit you down, you're at the table. Sometimes they'll even give you water and no menu, so that's kind of funny. יש לך המלצות? Do you have any recommendations? יש לך המלצות? Do you have any recommendations? So I think in Israel generally, if you ask the waiter if he has recommendations, then he will tell you what he personally likes. Whereas in other places, they would oh, do you have recommendations? And they'll tell you, yeah, this and this, and it's very popular. So I don't know what you guys prefer, but I kind of prefer the waiter's own preference because he probably ate all of the dishes in the menu and he knows what up, אפשר לקבל את החשבון? Could I have the check? אפשר לקבל את החשבון? Could I have the check? Yeah, or you can just And I think that's like an international thing, check please, but you'll be surprised, some countries. אני אלרגי לבוטנים. I'm allergic to peanuts. אני אלרגי לבוטנים. I'm allergic to peanuts. That's really important if you're going to restaurants and if you have any sorts of allergies. So you should mention that and you should really make it clear. And funny story, I found out that in Israel, there are much less peanut allergies than any other place in the world because there's a peanut snack that parents just shove to their kids since they're like 0 age, and apparently that kind of immunes them towards peanut allergies, and it's very rare, so yay. מים בבקשה. Water, please. מים בבקשה. Water, please. Yeah, water in restaurants. You should know that you're always supposed to get tap water for free, so remember that. כמה זה עולה? How much is this? כמה זה עולה? How much is this? Also a very useful phrase. You can ask that when you're doing shopping and clothes and like when you're buying tickets for something. So useful. אני רוצה 10 כאלה. I'd like 10 of these. אני רוצה 10 כאלה. I'd like 10 of these. Wow. I don't think I've ever bought 10 of anything. אני רוצה את זה. I'd like this. אני רוצה את זה. I'd like this. So out of all the things, this is the thing you want. And you should emphasize, when you say that, you should emphasize the word זה. It. This. אתה יכול לתת לי הנחה? Could you give me a discount? אתה יכול לתת לי הנחה? Could you give me a discount? Now this one you should always say with a smile on your face. And another way of saying it in Hebrew, which is a little bit more common and a little bit more casual, is instead of the verb לתת, to give, use the verb לעשות, to do. אתה יכול לעשות לי הנחה? אתם מקבלים כרטיסי אשראי? Do you take credit card? אתם מקבלים כרטיסי אשראי? Do you take credit cards? Again, usually yes. Another very useful thing to ask with credit cards is if you can put like the tip in a restaurant, if you can put that on the credit card as well. And when you want to ask that, you'd say, אפשר טיפ באשראי? איפה תחנת הרכבת? Where's the train station? איפה תחנת הרכבת? Where's the train station? I feel like this sentence is more useful in places when you have like an underground train, whereas in Israel you have like a train that goes between cities, but sometimes you need to take that to the airport, so it's good to ask. סליחה? כמה עולה נסיעה? Excuse me, what's the fare? סליחה? כמה עולה נסיעה? Excuse me, what's the fare? I guess you'd ask that probably only on a bus in Israel and not in any other place. אתה יכול לצלם אותי בבקשה? Could you take a picture of me, please? אתה יכול לצלם אותי בבקשה? Could you take a picture of me, please? Yeah, so if you're not that much into selfies or you want to get a more panoramic or wide view of what's behind you, then ask somebody. Don't be shy. 10 top phrases to help you in an emergency. Let's start. התקשר למשטרה בבקשה. Call the police, please. התקשר למשטרה בבקשה. Call the police, please. If it's really an emergency, you don't have to say please. Alright? יש לך חום? Do you have a fever? יש לך חום? Do you have a fever? If you do have a fever and it's not just like a cold or something, you really should see a doctor. It's really important. איבדתי את הדרכון שלי. I lost my passport. איבדתי את הדרכון שלי. I lost my passport. You can also say passport and people will understand because sometimes in Hebrew we say passport, but usually we say דרכון from the word derech, which means way, because it gives way for you to go places. אני לא מרגיש טוב. I don't feel well. אני לא מרגיש טוב. I don't feel well. That's a very general way of saying that you're not feeling well, but if you're at the doctor's office, you will have to specify a little bit further than that. אני צריך רופא. I need a doctor. אני צריך רופא. I need a doctor. Doctor in Hebrew is רופא, and if you translate it to English, it basically means like a healer, but it's not like the cosmic kind of a healer with the gems and crystals. It's just like that's the meaning of the word. אני לא מצליח למצוא את הדרך חזרה למלון שלי. I can't find the way back to my hotel. אני לא מצליח למצוא את הדרך חזרה למלון שלי. I can't find the way back to my hotel. Luckily today, most people have smartphones and they have a map application, so you can ask pretty much anybody to just put the address or the name of the hotel and they can show you how to go. So that's a big relief. יש בית מרקחת בסביבה? Is there a pharmacy nearby? יש בית מרקחת בסביבה? Is there a pharmacy nearby? In Israel, on Saturdays, usually most pharmacies and any other shops are closed, but there's always one that's supposed to be open 24/7. So if it is Saturday and you're stuck, you should ask for this specific one that is open. אתה יכול לעזור לי? Can you help me? אתה יכול לעזור לי? Can you help me? To help in Hebrew is לעזור. And I ask that for people a lot when I'm at the supermarket and I can't reach the top shelf. אני צריך אמבולנס. I need an ambulance. אני צריך אמבולנס. I need an ambulance. Luckily, that's the same word in Hebrew as it is in English, so whoever you say that to, they would understand, even if you don't know the rest of the sentence. It's good enough that you say ambulance, and they'll get it. They will call. היכן בית החולים? Where is the hospital? היכן בית החולים? Where is the hospital? In Hebrew, the word hospital is translated to sick people's home. So beit is home or house, and cholim is sick people.
Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the Dialogue Study tool in every lesson. Click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the two recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments. With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye! When learning a new language, we sometimes have a hard time with things like procrastination, discouragement, or failure. But don't panic. With a good strategy, you'll be able to overcome these difficulties. Are you ready to discover the 4 habits of successful learners? Number 1, optimize your time. When learning a language, it's important to dedicate time to your studies regularly, even if sometimes it's difficult. You're busy with school, work, family, or friends. But you can spread out your learning throughout the day. Study whenever you have small gaps of time in your busy schedule. This can be when you're on the metro, on your lunch break, or while you're exercising. Our podcast learning format fits perfectly into your tight schedule. Number 2, consistency with your chosen method. There are a lot of options when it comes to courses and learning materials. Switching from one method to another can confuse you and disrupt your progress. Focusing on one learning method will make a difference. Our method has been created and optimized by real teachers, so you can stick to it with confidence. Number 3, use your language background. Many languages share some commonalities. You can find words that look or sound similar, or even share the same grammar structure. A little bit of language background will give you an edge while learning. Number 4, study continuously. People are excited when they start learning a new language. The enthusiasm usually lasts until the first roadblock. This can lead to discouragement and procrastination. But don't burn yourself out. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to learn it all at once. Break things down into more digestible chunks. Learning step by step might feel slow, but it's an efficient way to learn a language. With patience, motivation, and good resources, you'll master the language. Remember, you can't learn a language overnight, but with motivation and these daily lessons, you'll be on the road to fluency. Give it a try now. Sign up for your account. Just click the link in the description. Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.